Hey, Roger Martin here for Billings, Montana. The leading bias by the FBI and DOJ against Trump as early as March, talked about by Graham here, and Gowdy, Trey Gowdy, give great concern that justice was not done and that it was politically motivated.
Bias is bad. And that is a presumption we should accept in nearly every single facet of life. And he, in his typically sanctimonious way, told me that he disagreed. He said the men and women of the FBI do not, quote, give a hoot about politics. Unfortunately, and I use that word intentionally, unfortunately, he was dead wrong. There were agents and attorneys at the FBI who gave a lot more than a hoot.
He's talking about Comey. Trey Gowdy is talking about Comey and his extreme bias.
About politics. There's Andy McCabe, the former deputy director and acting director of the FBI, an agency which investigates and charges others for making false statements, himself accused of making false statements and showing a lack of candor. I think I recall, perhaps someone can correct me, but I think I recall some of my Democrat colleagues falling over themselves to offer a job to Andy McCabe when he was let go for making false statements and for a lack of candor. But those same colleagues apparently weren't hiring. They didn't have any openings when others in a related investigation called Russia were charged with the same offense.
Again, bias.
We can't survive with a justice system we don't trust.
Would you say?
And we don't trust our justice system, especially the higher echelons of the DOJ and the FBI. They're not all the same, but too many have gotten away with very extreme bias and illegal proceedings and are not held accountable at the same level of law and decency that lower echelons and lower people are. This must not be.
Say that this investigation was done by the book.
Hard to say what by the book is.
Well, who wrote this book? If it was done by the book, who wrote it?
I think there are reasons to raise questions on certain of these steps and decisions.
I think you did a good job, but the whole idea that this is normal, folks, there's nothing here normal. I don't want you to think the FBI does this day in and day out. This is not normal.
Lindsey Graham has been a prosecutor and attorney, and he says the illegal things done here are not normal legal procedure. And this whole thing is not normal, and it is not right.
Now, I think that's what you tried to find.
Yeah.
Do you believe it's pretty policy in the unlikely event you die before you're 40? Now, that's a week later. Who's Andy?
Our understanding, it was Andy McCabe, the deputy director.
So you got the deputy director meeting with the lead investigator of the Clinton email investigation.
Which is totally wrong, should never have been allowed and never done. And it was done.
And Miss Page, who's involved somehow, meeting in Andy's office discussing taking out an insurance policy to make sure Donald Trump doesn't become president. Is that what you're telling us?
I'll be clear. I can't speak to whether Mr. McCabe was there or not.
Did you ask Mr. McCabe?
We did. He said he was not. He did not recall.
So one of them's lying. So
one of them is lying, quote unquote, by Lindsey Graham. Absolutely.
So I want you to reopen this investigation and come back and tell us, do you believe Strzok or do you believe McCabe? Because you just told me the deputy director of the FBI says he's not the Andy.
Oh.
So someone's lying and he's given orders to reopen this. And this guy's trying to squirm out and not do his job and not reinvestigate and not reopen it.
Just to be clear, they're talking about a conversation in his office.
Yeah.
He's claiming, he is stating he does not recall whether he was there or not. And neither of those individuals are putting him in the middle of their conversation.
All I'm saying is at the Andy's office where this occurred, he wasn't there. What did Strzok say he was there?
Strzok says he was there.
Well, somebody's lying.
Again, Strzok says he was there. Someone is lying. This is a prosecutor, professional prosecutor, catching this guy lying and squirming around the facts. Again, bias and not doing the facts. This guy's sticking his feet in the fire and holding them to the facts. Someone is lying.
So anyway, we'll figure that out later. None of this is normal, folks. Let's look at the actual interview itself. How many people?
I'm not going to go any further on this. But there were things done that were totally wrong, and the FBI mishandled this, and the FBI has to be held accountable to the same legal standards that they require of other individuals below them. And this needs to be brought out and cleaned up. It's one hell of a mess. I'll give you the link to this video. Watch all through it. But it's obvious that the FBI tried a coup against President Trump, and again, it's early in March, before the elections were held in November. That same year. Again, this is Roger Martin from Billings, Montana. Good day.